being here. Before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to the teachers, first of all, for taking class time to come out and see us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. Yeah, round of applause. And also, I'd love to give a huge shout out to the cool little dance group that was in the gym earlier. Like that, but I just can't. Okay. So, also, thank you so much to Norma and the girls from the Hope Club for bringing us out here today, because they worked their butts off to get us here, and we really appreciate them. So can we get a round of applause for these guys? Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Courtney, and I'm a full-time volunteer with Invisible Children. There's a lot of talk about Invisible Children going on right now, and that is amazing. This is a dream come true for us. Last week we launched a video online called Kony 2012, and since then, 100 million people have seen that film. There's people tweeting about it, you know, the politicians are starting to get behind it. This movement and this momentum is amazing. So, and we understand that there are questions too. So we're excited to be here today because the thing that those 100 million people haven't seen is they haven't gotten to hear from my teammate, Gabriel. Gabriel is here all the way from northern Uganda. Okay, he has lived through this conflict and it's very real to him, and the fact that we get to have him here today to share his take on what's going on is amazing. So I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm not here alone though, I'm here with my team, Chelsea, Martha, Logan over here on tech, and of course Gabriel. So we are so excited to meet you guys and just hang out and be your friends.
Hi everyone. Okay, I'm called Pachito Gabriel and I'm 19 years old. I'm a scholarship beneficiary of Invisible Children Uganda. I'm a student of Chambogo College. I'm doing arts and economy in Chambogo College, and that's one of the colleges in Uganda. Just took a semester off to come and advocate and pursue the cause of Invisible Children, of making Joseph Kony famous and bring his crime to justice, so that we end this war this year. I want to take this opportune moment to thank all of you for being here and thank the teachers for bringing you out here to see the movie and hear my story as well. Thank you so much. Can you please just give a round of clap to yourself and the teachers? Yeah, it's really my first time to be in the United States, and I love your country so much. I've been here for a month and some good days, but I've been to a lot of different places when I'm here. I've been to a place where you people call a place where a dream comes true. And just somebody whispered me that the name of that place only, where a dream comes true.
Disneyland.
Wow, yeah. Disneyland. I was there some 2 weekends ago. And yeah, that place is really so fun, and I enjoyed it a lot when I was there. I've been to a lot of even eating places from here. I've been to Chipotle, I've been to Yogurt Land. Yeah, those places are really so fun for me, and I'm eating a lot. I'm eating the pizzas, the burritos, the spaghetti, the sandwiches, and I love them so much. So, members, I want to take you back to the movie. That's really what happened in northern Uganda by then. Life was so horrible, and Joseph Kony, the rebel leader. You cannot imagine people living in their own villages. They are looking to come to stay in internal displaced camps, and those camps are normally guarded by the government militaries to avoid abduction by this rebel leader Joseph Kony. And the young boys at the age of 13, 14, we are moving in large group from their own villages, like 5 miles, 7 miles, to come and sleep on the verandas in the town areas, to come and sleep in the hospitals as we watch from the movie. So students and young boys were sleeping in the hospital, and those hospitals are always guided by the government military to avoid abduction and attack from this rebel leader Joseph Kony. And normally when this rebel leader abducts a child, the child is taken to the jungle, and when he's in the jungle, those young children are forced to do horrible things. Like the young boys are made to be child soldiers, and the young girls were made to be child mothers, and sex rapes are also happening in the jungle. And the young boys were the one cutting all body parts like the ears, the nose, the mouth, and all that. And this is really so horrible. But to me, it was a different story. Even by then, my school was closed. I wasn't going to school. Even parents instead of fear to send their children to school. Because at any moment, the rebel group might attack a school and end up kidnapping the old students. So it was safe for the parents to keep their children at home, than risking them taking them to school and ending up being abducted by this rebel leader, Joseph Kony. And this really became so worse and hurting to me the most when my grandfather and one of my aunt was killed when they were digging in the gardens and they were attacked by these rebel groups and they were all beaten to death. And it was by then my grandfather paying my school fees, so I had to look for scholarship. And I was so lucky that Invisible Children advertised for their scholarship over the local radio station in my area. So I applied for their scholarship. I was so lucky that I was taken under their scholarship. They paid for my tuition fee from high school up to college. So I just felt so compelled and resolute to pursue their cause. I applied to come here, and here I am telling the story and advocating for peace through making Joseph Kony famous. Right now, I'm a little bit happy because Joseph Kony have left my country, northern Uganda, but I felt so compelled because it's still terrorizing people in the neighboring country of Congo and Central African Republic. And he's still conducting the same thing he has done in northern Uganda, like abducting the children, taking them to the jungle, and forcing them to do a lot of horrible things while in the jungle. So right now, I'm here to gain your support for Invisible Children, so I have to rally behind Invisible Children, so I have to end the war this year, because those children who are going through the war, they're just at your head. Some of them are just younger than you, and they are being forced to do a lot of horrible things. And I feel so resonant to talk to people who are my age mate and the age mate of those who are going through this horrible thing in Central African Republic and in Congo. And this is really very easy. If you feel this thing is close to your heart, we have press cards here. Those cards are really very important for us because they'll be sent to you, policymakers, making them know that you are part of the movement and you want the war to end this year. Because years back ago, you people from your own letters to you, policymakers, demanding them to do something about the war in Central African Republic and in Congo. And the government took serious action. They deployed 100 military advisors to capture Joseph Kony. But if I don't believe that the people want to end this war, if I don't believe that the people care about ending this war, then they might withdraw the troops or fail to hurt in more effort. So by coming to our table and grabbing those press cards and signing them, bringing them back to us, we'll make them know that you are really part of the movement and you want peace for the people of Congo and Central African Republic. And I want to make you know that this is really the dream that the people of Congo and Central African Republic are lasting for. Just like you people, when you go to class, your teachers give you matters, they guide you, and you achieve your dream in classes. So I want you to help the people of Congo and Central African Republic achieve their dream of ending the war and making Joseph Kony an international symbol by arresting him and putting him into justice. And I want to end by thanking you once again. But one more thing is, you have now heard the story. I think you have now some kind of content links about what happened in northern Uganda and what is still happening in Congo and Central African Republic. So go out spreading news about this thing. Go and tell your friends, go and tell your relatives, go and tell your family about what happened today and what is happening in Congo and Central African Republic about this rebel leader, Joseph Kony. So thank you so much for being here, and I want you guys to thank the Hope Club and Nama for bringing us here, because she has been our contact person, and that's why we are here. And thanks also to the principal of the school, the administrators, the teachers, and all of you guys. Thank you so much. So one more thing, I've really poured a lot of matters to you guys, and you have heard a lot of things that happened, and I think you have some questions for clarification. So I want to invite my lovely teammate who have made the introduction to come up and help answer some questions. And this is my first time here. You can ask me anything about the war, about Invisible Children, and all that. Thank you so much.
Children, we really believe in the power of a story and what that story can do for people. Gabriel's story is something else. It's like nothing that we can even imagine, and I want to thank him again for coming up here to share it with you guys. I know that I've heard that there's a lot of questions here about invisible children, and we also just threw a ton of information at you in the film, Gabriel's first time in the United States. I'm sure you guys have a ton of questions, so right now we want to take some time to go ahead and answer whatever you guys are wondering about. If there's anyone who wants to be brave, throw your hand up first. No one? I see you over there. You guys are thinking about it. Okay. Yeah. Right, yeah. No, what he's saying is that what we're doing right now is going to hopefully, it'll spark change in other countries as well. Because there are obviously a lot of problems around the world, and what's so amazing about what's happening today is that people are waking up to that. People are waking up to the fact that, you know, the United States isn't the only country in the world, you know? And we're actually starting to pay attention to other people's fights around the world. So if you guys have that fight that's in your heart, that, you know, that issue that just lights you on fire, I want to encourage you to go after it with all your heart. Okay? If that's invisible children, that's amazing, and we want to talk to you more and get you more involved. And if it's not, go for it, because you guys have the power to make change. So, thank you. So how are we going to get to Coney? Is that what you're saying? Oh yeah, okay. So she's asking how we got the pictures of Coney and all that video and everything. And a lot of the more recent videos of Coney that we have and a lot of the recent pictures are from the Juba Peace Talks, which were back in 2009. That was when Joseph Kony, our founders were actually there too. And that was when we were hoping that Joseph Kony was going to come out of the bush. He was going to lay down his arms and come out for peace. He said he was going to do that 6 different times, and each and every single time he just used those times to rearm his army and keep attacking villages. So that was what the hope was. There was a supposed ceasefire, so reporters were able to go in there and actually interview him, but he did not end up coming out to, you know, actually follow through on that peace that he was talking about. So that's what those videos are from. But thanks for your question. Okay, I think we all have time for one more if anyone wants to throw it out there. Yeah. If Joseph Kony is dead or not? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so she's asking, there's a lot of rumors going around on Facebook. We know that. So she's asking, how do we know that Joseph Kony isn't dead? And the thing is that he was in the Juba Peace Talks just a couple years ago, you know? He is still there. We have this app. It's called the LRA Crisis Tracker. Okay, and the LRA Crisis Tracker, it's real-time updates about what the LRA is doing and where their attacks are happening. So I get texts sent to my phone just to keep this conflict real, because these things are still happening. The LRA is still active, they're still there, and you know, they're still going. Like you saw in the movie, Joseph Kony now knows about the US and us being in there to help bring this to an end. So he's there, he knows that we're here, and that's why it's more important now than ever to keep going.
How old are you there?
By then I was at back in 12.
Oh wow, it's like my age right now.
So what year are you guys? You guys are sophomores. Sophomores.
But you guys look
Okay,
much
great.
older than our age. People you grow very fast, but they are.
Oh, you got old chemicals in fetus.
I'm just
You
like
know.
getting to 20 years.
Maybe I'm just really bad at guessing.
Some kind of
But I would've
people
guessed
at the age of 20 that you can say now. People love my
True.
2 years.
Actually, that's fine. So now in your place, it's a very good country.
Where else have you visited in America? What's your favorite place you've been to so far in America? Oh, nice. How was it?
Oh, it's all right. I had some good fun,
Oh, I love Disneyland. It's really good.
That's right.
I already been.
Have you been to Universal Studios or like Knott's Berry Farm yet? Oh, Universal Studios, I think where like where the movies are made. Like it's like a theme park for like. Yeah, have you heard of Hollywood? Like it's a part of their thing, like a theme park they made.
Firstly, I had no screen in the evening, so it was moving around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you personally met Jason Russell and like the?
Okay, when you came here in early February, and we are doing some bit of thing in the office of San Diego. This one was there. He just stayed there. I just see him every day. And even that
Nice.
Kill my idea.
Do you know like his two other friends like when he like 10 years ago when he made that video who they were? Are they still alive?
That was my friend, because I'm on the scholarship program of Invisible Children, called the scholarship program. And in that program, we pay students tuition fee at school. So Jacob is also being paid at school, and these children call like a student gathering, where every student they are paying at school can come sometimes together and they discuss matters. So me and Jacob like several times. When I was coming here, before we went to the airport, I met him. He was in Kampala.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
he's now a football man, doing law.
That was amazing. I was like, how the hell?
He's doing good stuff.
Yeah.
He's doing good charity, Invisible Children.
I know.
So,
But it looks so
anything else?
They were going
That's like my country.
I know.
That's really nice.
Like when you
Yeah,
said
thanks
of
for
love.
being there for the presentation.
Anytime. Thank you for the speech though. It gives like public awareness and stuff. It's good to give public awareness. If people don't know, nothing can happen, nothing can change.
Nothing can change as it stays. But have you ever had a music point ceremonie? Have you ever had a
Sorry.
Like, what?
Have you ever had a
Dream.
that's like hearing about it before you watch the movie? Where guys coming from the
One time we heard about it like in February, or January, like end of January. It was like the old movie they made, the first one they made when they first visited. But the thing was, when people watched it, we just cared but didn't do anything much about it.
It's
This video, this movie, the one we just saw right now, has sparked a lot. It's kind of like encouraging. Oh, I see. It's okay. Thank you. Nice talking to you.
So, I know that there's a lot of questions about IC going around and what we're doing, because for a lot of people, this is the first time that they've heard about us, and you know, they think that we just popped up out of nowhere, when actually we've been around for 9 years, like advocating for this end. So, I just want to start off by asking if anyone has any questions that they want answered, or if they'd heard anything they just want clarified. No? You guys are all peachy? You're gonna use that one now? You can use peachy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. You started saying oh my gosh. No boy. Okay. Cool. Well, how about any questions for Gabriel? He likes talking about Disneyland.
Was it fun? Did you have fun?
Yeah, a lot of fun. You know, it's a lot of fun. When I was there, I really enjoyed so many rides like Star Wars rides, Indiana rides, Pirates of the Caribbean, Space Mountain, have some kind of puzzle, some surprise, how those things were made. Because those things, those ones in Disneyland, they're not in our region. They're not there at all. I just come and get them from here.
Which one was your favorite ride?
Star Wars ride.
Star Wars?
What are you gonna do with the kids? Because they're so used to killing people. Are you gonna have like centers?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we actually, Invisible Children has the first rehabilitation center of its kind in the Congo. We're taking these kids who have the highest level of trauma after they come out of the LRA, and we're putting them in these rehabilitation centers so that they actually have a chance at a normal life after this, because they have gone through unspeakable trauma, you know, like stuff that you or I can't even imagine. And we want to make sure that we're, you know, allowing all of these people the chance to live normally after something like this happens. So, yeah, we're dedicated to sustainable peace. I mean, Gabriel can speak so much to the programs in Uganda, just because, well, you know, he's a part of it.
Yeah.
So,
So to pick up from where she stopped, she was talking about programs in Congo, and I want to talk about programs in Uganda. Because me, I'm a Ugandan, and I'm born in Uganda. So Invisible Children have a lot of programs in Uganda, as she made mention, and under one of their programs called the Scholarship Program. And the Scholarship Program provides tuition fee for the students whose parents were killed by this rebel group. All the students who do not have access to education, they don't have tuition fee to pay like that fees at school. So there are 250 students who are being paid in the college under that scholarship program of Invisible Children, and 590 students which are paid in high school under the Legacy Scholarship programs. And we have school for school programs. In school for school programs, Invisible Children renovate schools which are in the villages which are destroyed by these LRA groups, and they bring them to a standard that can provide equitable and measurable education standard in a community. And they also MEND program. Under MEND program, women who were commonly abducted during the jungle, when they get back home, they are engaged into economic activity like making men bags. You have men bags there which were made by women who were child mothers in the jungle. And all these programs is under Invisible Children. And you have a WASH program. Under WASH program, the Invisible Children provide clean water, they drink water, hole, and tap water to the community, and some kind of like improving the sanitation in the community. And those one are just like some few programs of Invisible Children in Uganda. Yeah.
Can we still help schools for schools, or is that?
Yeah. Can still have school for school, because there are so many schools which are still under renovation and are just like uplifting their standard of destruction and making them like much better, like building latrines, roofing their schools, and putting solar energy on top of those roofing to provide power for the school and providing light during reading time at school.
What's the deal with the whole, like, people are saying that Kony's not even in Uganda anymore, and just like,
Have
what's
you
the whole
seen-
deal with that?
Okay, you know how like there's this video and it's like it's a girl from Uganda and she's like basically talking bad about like invisible children. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but like it's like she's saying that she used to live in like Uganda, or that her parents lived there, and then that he hasn't been there for like the past 10 years, that he died like 6 years ago, and like stuff like that, like and like that that what else did she
6
say?
years ago?
Or like something like that he passed away, like that he died like a while ago,
Okay.
and that like that's not even a real problem, that she has like uncles and stuff that live there, and like we saw it, and like a lot of people had like been putting that up on Facebook. Like some people would share it, like the video, the 2012, and then they would put that video. It's like so then that's
It's
that was like
contradicting.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's. Oh boy, sorry. I'm really glad you guys brought that up. Because this is the kind of stuff that we want to be able to clear up, you know? Like, this is the kind of stuff I was hoping they would ask me out there, but they didn't. So, it's true. The LRA is not in Uganda anymore, and they haven't been. And, I mean, it says that in the video, but I think, I don't know why it's not, like, that connection isn't being made, but Invisible Children knows that. And we have programs in Uganda because we believe in sustainable peace. We believe that if we don't want another Joseph Kony to come out of Uganda, then that's only going to come through education and making sure that people have options as far as like economic opportunities goes. So that's why we have those kind of programs. And I'm going to turn the lights on. So that's okay. Great. Cool. So that's why we have those kind of programs in Uganda, and it's true, the LRA is out of Uganda. And, you know, that's something that we want to stress and make very clear. And that's why we've started to kind of move some of our other attention to those war-affected communities who are now being affected. We have an early warning radio network. That's where the information from the crisis tracker comes from. Where those real-time updates are coming from, it's coming from that radio network. That's allowing communities to communicate with each other and let them know when the LRA is attacking. But yeah, I think I think there's some. I mean, Gabriel might be able to speak to more of what the people in Uganda are feeling, but I know that Joseph Kony did not die 6 years ago because the Juba peace talks were 3 years ago. So that, yeah,
So you guys, you look at me, I'm a black, so I'm from Uganda, and I've been there in January. I just left there in February. I was there, I never had that information that Joseph Kony had died or what. That information not there in Uganda, not even in Congo. I just didn't know about the death of Joseph Kony. When I got here, I went for some presentation yesterday about one, and I was just like some kind of asked that question that we heard that Joseph Kony is dead. Is it a rumor or is it a truth? That was my first time. In Uganda, there's no information that Joseph Kony had died or what. He's still alive and he's still conducting things. He's the rise of people in Congo and Central African Republic. And that girl that is like posting, I think, in Facebook and YouTube, that girl has been living here just like, I could say, for the rest of her life. Has never been to Uganda. She made mention that her parents are in Uganda, but Joseph Kony conducted her things in Uganda, not the whole country, but only the northern part of Uganda. So people who are in the capital city wasn't affected by the war, and they know literally about the war. But people who are in the north were just adversely affected by the war, and they feel it there. And Joseph Kony have never reached the capital of Uganda, Kampala. And that girl says, okay, she's speaking some language like Kolioti or Gambachi. That's Luganda. And Luganda land wasn't affected by the war. Could be people like from those regions like Texas and Massachusetts, or they talk on phone, or things are in Uganda, but they're not into it so much. But if you call someone from northern Uganda, what's affected by the war, tell you more about the thing. But just like considering them as people who are in the diaspora, we don't know much about what happened in Uganda. Even though they could be there in the capital, they know little about what happened in northern Uganda. But Joseph Kony, just like the rest of in northern Uganda, not every part of the country, still they leave the country and is conducting these things in the neighboring country of Congo and Central African Republic, and it's still doing it up to now, like abduction of children and all that still happening. So those things are just with them. Normally, when a black man from here tell away that is not true, my parents are there, those things never happen. There's no way a white man will say, you're lying because he's a black. You can't even believe that he's from there. So that's the thing. Some kind of controversy, but to me it makes no sense. Yeah. But it shows that Joseph Kony have died. I was so surprised. I just heard it from here. When I'm in Uganda, I never had that information that Joseph Kony have died. He's still alive and he's still terrorizing people.
so that's kind of cool that we have Gabriel here, because he can speak to those things a lot better than I can. So, yeah. Are there any other questions from you guys, or about anything like that? We want to answer them.
Is it really hard right now for invisible children with all this like criticism? Like for you guys?
Well, personally for us, we're very positive too, you know. So I mean, I was having a real tough time the first week because I had friends who were posting articles, and it was like, guys, I'm working as a full-time unpaid volunteer for these guys. I kind of believe in them a little bit. So for me personally, it was real tough. But I was talking to someone yesterday who was having a lot of, he was having concerns, and I was just kind of talking with him. At first he was real hostile, and it was some guy who I didn't even know, we were just having this conversation, and then I guess he was, you know, put off enough that he added me as his friend. So I was like, okay, that's cool, random guy, who was, you know, hating at first. He wants to add me as a friend, that's right. So, I mean, as hard as it is, like, positivity is the only way to do this, you know? And I have to tell myself that every day. But positivity, it's the only way to get things done, I think. And Invisible Children thinks so too. We're responding to the criticisms that people have had. Like, our CEO is making personal videos that say, that like call out people on Twitter who asked him a question, and he's like addressing them directly. So I mean, we're listening. We want people to feel comfortable. We want people to know what's going on, and yeah, I mean, we're all real positive. We're all so happy about this response, because good or bad conversations are happening. I mean, people are talking about Joseph Kony. That's beyond our wildest dreams. Like, this is on the front page of newspapers. So, you know, we're really happy about it.